What is up, guys? What's going on? Joab here, and welcome back to my channel. As you see by the title of the video, today we are talking about the fitness industry and the supplement industry. I don't yet know if I'm going to include the supplement industry in the title, but definitely the fitness industry, and I'm going to give you my honest truth on how to gain muscle and how to work out, how to be healthy, and what actually is going on, the science behind working out and the science behind all these types of things, and what supplements do and what they really don't do, and what companies are claiming and what they're really not. What the supplements really don't do, what they're saying that they do, but they really kind of don't, or they're very dumbed down or watered down or diluted. So let's get right into it. So what are some lies about the fitness industry? So for the average Joe, a person who usually doesn't work out or has never worked out a day in their life, or maybe it doesn't work out, just maybe did some, high school, middle school PE classes, or took some fitness classes in high school, or maybe did some classes like that in college, and then out of college or whatever, out of school, they've never worked out really, so they don't know the fundamentals of muscle building, of burning calories, of energy expenditure, of all these types of factors that come into play when you're lifting, when you're working out, when you're exercising, you're running, whatever you're doing. The average Joe might look at an advertisement on the television like for P90X, or these workout programs that you can buy for your DVD player on a DVD, or whatever, or buy a digital copy. Now a lot of things are going to digital, and you hear the guy, I'm Joe, or I'm Robert from P90X. If you want to look like me, here's the exercise we're going to do. And then you watch them do crunches, you watch them do burpees, you watch them do jump rope, and they talk a little bit about diet. You don't really see a whole lot of muscle building techniques in those types of programs. That's one lie in the fitness industry, is that the average Joe, a person who really doesn't understand bodybuilding or lifting, will see that as like, holy crap, if I do burpees, if I do sit-ups, if I do jumping jacks, jump rope, I'm going to get abs like him. Usually the people in P90X, the big ripped dudes, you see their abs, their blocks are like this big on their stomach. Their abs are huge, and you cannot get abs that defined, that big, through sit-ups and through these little measly, like, burpees, jumping jacks, sit-ups, pull-ups. You're not going to get a body like that just by doing home workouts. Could you? It'd take a long time, much longer time practically than what that program's allotted time is. That program's like, do this in 90 days, you'll have a body like me. Not true. Everyone's different. That's number one. Number two, the people in there are usually insanely ripped or in insanely good shape. There is the argument that being too under fat, like 7% body fat or 8% body fat, 6% body fat, is unhealthy, and it is. But, you see these types of things on TV, and the average Joe might think, if I do this for 90 days, I'm going to have a body like him. And sure, your body may change by the end of that program when you buy it, but it's not going to look anywhere near what they're advertising, and that's because they just want money at the end of the day. That truly is what sure, they're like, well, we never said that just doing sit-ups or crunches or jumping jacks alone will get you a body like this. You also have to incorporate lifting. That's common sense, is something that they like to throw out. And so the average Joe that sees that might be like, yeah, I'm going to get that body if I do what he says, if I follow what he's doing. And to get a body that defined, usually how to get a body like those people that you see that are really insanely ripped, that takes some bodybuilding. Just because your abs are showing doesn't mean they're going to be nowhere near the size definition and how just big their abs are if you're going to do some sit-ups and some other ab workouts. That's just not practical. So, if P90 or any other workout program on DVD or whatever is legitimate, they would say you're going to be doing some heavy lifting, you're going to be doing a mix of heavy and light weights, and maybe possibly getting into steroids is what they're really going to tell you, if they're going to tell the truth, but they usually don't. So that's one lie, is, those programs say you can get insanely ripped in 90 days. That doesn't happen. Let's cover how long it takes to get to my size. To get to me. This is me. I'm not really trying to flex too much, but I'm about 190 pounds. Again, camera angle does not show it the way I film. I did a video recently on my channel that shows that I'm much bigger than what I look like, but this is about 5 years, 6 years of natural bodybuilding and some slack and some laziness thrown in. We're not perfect. We have lazy days, we have cheat days, we have days we don't really want to do anything, and I've had a lot of those. So Someone that's super dedicated, more than I was, is going to be a little bit bigger than me, but this is about what you can expect from maybe, honestly, if you're super hardcore, maybe 3 years. But I slacked a little, so, and that's 5 years of kind of slack, but I'm finally getting really, really intense with it. But that's beside the point. You're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in 5 years, maybe on steroids in 5 years. That's possible if you're working your butt off. But, the fitness industry is always trying to sell you things that aren't necessary, or tell you things that aren't legit, information that is not real. So they're going to say that to gain muscle, you have to eat at least 1 gram per pound, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, eat 200 grams of protein, which is true. That's true. Nothing wrong with that. But you can also gain muscle with maybe 3/4 of a gram per pound of body weight. So say 200. You could eat about 100. Say you're 200 pounds, you could eat 150 grams of protein and still build adequate muscle. Now, once you eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, that's when you're really going to be putting on size. That's the optimum range, is 1 gram per pound of body weight. But they also say eat your carbohydrates and eat your fats, because if you don't eat your carbohydrates and you don't eat your fats, you're never going to gain muscle. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to tell you the building blocks of muscle building. Good, adequate strength training and just bodybuilding, lifting heavy weights and light weights, stretching it up, always changing up your workouts, and 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and you will gain muscle. That is all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Like I said, they'll throw in, you have to take this supplement, you have to eat this amount of carbohydrates, 500 grams of carbohydrates a day, and usually that is a range for people. Carbohydrates is a lot to take in. You have to eat these fats and stuff. Now, carbohydrates and fats is important for your metabolic functions, for your bodily functions. Is it a necessity in bodybuilding and in strength training or in just any lifting in general? No. Carbohydrates are energy, fats are energy, protein is a building block of muscle. You are lifting to build muscle, so what do you do to recover muscle and build muscle after a workout? Is you eat protein. You might hear that, if for average Joe that doesn't lift, might see all those memes out there, bodybuilders, protein, I gotta have my protein, I'm a bodybuilder, but it's true. Protein is an essential building block to muscle building. That's what it is. That is scientifically what you need to intake, what you need to consume to build muscle. If you're not getting enough protein, your gains are gonna be slowed or none at all. So, and back to how long it's going to take you to really get in shape or how big you want. Everyone's different. I'd say, like I said, there's some lazy days I've had thrown in there, or a week maybe, that I didn't want to lift. But this has been a consecutive 5 years for me, almost 6 years, and this is just my genes. This is what I look like after 6 years of lifting. Pretty big, certain angles make me look a little skinny, but I'm 190 pounds, mostly muscle, which is nice. Camera angle does not show it though. I promise you, I make another video if you want me to prove it that I do lift. But it's different for everyone. So someone that has lifted for 6 years or 10 years might be smaller than someone who's lifted for 4 if they have perfect genes. Genes do come into play. So again, let's talk more about fitness lies. Is that they're also, one of the things that they like to do is throw in supplements. They love to advertise supplements. Or they love to advertise fat burners like thermogenics. I don't know if you've heard of thermogenics. They basically increase your metabolic rate, your metabolic basal rate, I believe it's called, or base rate, so that you burn more energy. The problem with burning fat on a energy basis, on a burning energy with exercise basis, is that if you're trying to lose weight with exercise, not lose weight while diet, which is the superior method. If you're trying to lose weight with just exercise alone, you're going to find you're going to have a very tough time. A very tough time. Not only because, doing a lot of cardio and a lot of cardiovascular exercises like running on the treadmill, sprinting, any cardiovascular exercise, swimming. If you're doing lots and lots and lots of that, you're going to be burning so much fat, you may burn a little muscle too. The adequate and superior method to burn fat is diet. A caloric deficit. I've seen articles online that say you don't have to count your calories because all calories aren't created equal. When I counted my calories, I lost 10 pounds in like 2 months. That's like about a pound, maybe a pound and a quarter a week, and I was losing a pound a week. That's with a caloric deficit. A caloric deficit is you are eating you are eating below the caloric level that is your maintain to maintain your weight. So this is how many calories you need to eat to maintain your weight. And for a caloric deficit to lose weight, you eat, I believe you eat 500 below your maintain caloric intake. So if you eat 3,000 calories to maintain your current weight, subtract 500 from 3,000, you get 2,500. So if you're eating 2,500 calories, you'll be losing about a pound a week. There's a whole bunch of factors too, what your job's like, how hard you lift and stuff, because lifting, you burn additional calories. But when you put yourself in a caloric deficit, your body realizes that it does not have enough calories to, I guess you could say, you do have enough calories to function. If you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to be able to function and walk around and do your daily life just fine. But your body's like, we need a bit more energy. This isn't enough. So your body burns fat as a response to that caloric deficit. So let's go over it again. You eat 500 calories below your maintain caloric intake. So say someone eats 2,000 calories a day to maintain their weight. If they eat 2,000 calories a day, they will maintain their weight. So what do you do to lose weight is you subtract 500 calories from your maintained caloric intake, and you get 1,500 calories. So if you're eating 2,000 calories to maintain your weight, you eat 1,500 calories and you'll lose about a pound a week. A caloric deficit is what you do to lose weight. It is the efficient and the superior method to losing weight as opposed to exercise. Because let me tell you, it takes so much exercise and so many sit-ups and pull-ups and bench press and deadlift and whatever you're doing and cardio and running miles. It takes so much of that to burn calories. It takes so much work to burn calories with exercise than it does to burn calories with a caloric deficit. A caloric deficit is how you properly lose weight. Now again, here's something else that the fitness industry that people like to lie about, is that you have to eat clean on a caloric deficit. A study was recently done that you can eat junk food, pure junk food, and as long as you're in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. A man did it. He ate nothing but like cake, brownies, cookies, ice cream, all the crap you shouldn't eat. He maintained a caloric deficit for I don't know how many months, and he was just eating nothing but junk food, and he lost weight. Now, I'm not saying that you should eat nothing but junk food on a caloric deficit. You can. You're going to still lose weight, but it's still going to have effects on your body, like your heart. You might have some heart problems. You might, high blood pressure, high sugar levels, and things of that nature. Because while you may be losing weight, it's still wreaking havoc on your body because it's unhealthy processed foods. So you should eat clean on a cut, is what bodybuilders or people that lift call it, is a cut, which is a caloric deficit. That's a fancy term for a caloric deficit. But the fitness industry is going to say that you need to eat clean to lose weight, which is not true. If you maintain a caloric deficit, you can lose weight while eating junk food. I don't recommend it. I'm not saying you should. I don't advocate for it. But that is the truth. Scientifically, you could eat nothing but junk and still lose weight as long as you're in a caloric deficit. It's not going to do good for your heart. It's not going to do good for your body, but you could still lose weight. So they're right on that regard that you should eat healthily. But what they're trying to get across sometimes is that if you don't eat healthy, you're not going to lose weight, which is just a lie. That's been something that people have believed for a long time. That's a stigma that people have believed for a very, very long time, that you have to eat healthy to lose weight. Not true. You have to maintain a caloric deficit to lose weight. You could eat ice cream. If that's what filled you up and that's what satisfied you, you could eat ice cream for 6 months straight. As long as you were in a caloric deficit, you're losing weight. Congratulations. So back to supplements. Thermogenics and things of that nature. Fat burning pills. They're about $90 to $100 depending on what you buy for a little, maybe 100 pills, 60 pills, 70 pills. And what they do, like I was mentioning earlier, is that they increase your metabolic basal rate or your metabolic base rate. They basically increase your energy expenditure. So, but the problem with that is that the energy expenditure, losing more, burning more fat, which is what the thermogenics do, is that it only works with working out. It only works with running around or lifting or burning calories through exercise. It does not work with a caloric deficit, because a caloric deficit, the deficit in calories, taking away those calories, the calorie reduction, the calories that your body is burning through fat, that energy is taken away through fat, burning through the caloric deficit. It's taking energy from fat, so you're losing those calories in fat. The thermogenics, on the other hand, or pills or supplements of that nature, don't make you really burn body fat through caloric deficit, because caloric deficit, you only burn fat through the calorie reduction. It has nothing to do with exercise. With thermogenics, it lets you burn a bit more calories with just a pill, because it increases your metabolic base rate. Your heart rate increases, you sweat more and whatnot. So you're burning more calories, but it's only on an exercise basis, because the calories are going to do all the work for you. When you're in a when you're in a caloric deficit, the calories are going to do all the work for you, burning the fat. So why would you take thermogenics if you're on a cut? Because the calorie reduction, that's what's going to be taking the energy out. You're not going to burn any more calories because you're taking thermogenics while you're doing a caloric deficit. When you're doing a caloric deficit, all the energy expenditure taking away from the fat is coming from the lack of calories. It has nothing to do with thermogenics. So with thermogenics, studies have been done that while it does show a little bit of weight loss, it is not significant enough to show any adequate amount. There's not a sufficient amount of weight loss that happens with just thermogenics. Which supplement, I mean, it helps. It may help a little, but you're not going to be losing an additional 50, 60 to 100 pounds on thermogenics. It is all about diet in the end. Now, you can combine a caloric deficit with exercise to create more of a calorie expenditure, to burn more calories. So if you're doing 500 calorie reduction, you were in a caloric deficit of 500 calories, and you burn 500 calories working out. You burned 1,000 calories. That's I forget how many calories are in a pound of fat. 3,000 or something? I'm not sure, but yeah, it's about 3,000, because if you're burning a pound a week and you're at a caloric deficit of 500 a day, yeah, that's about 2,500, 3,000 calories in a pound of fat, I believe. So, you can include a caloric deficit with energy expenditure through exercise. So you can use exercise and you can use caloric deficit to your advantage to burn more calories. So, again, the fitness industry is going to throw all these supplements at you that do help, like pump, supplements that give you more blood flow to the body, that oxidize your muscles, and that you feel more of a burn. Now, I use that. I use Ghost. A company called Ghost makes a pump that's recently new. It's a pump supplement. And just supplements do work. I'm not saying you should never take supplements, because they do work. But, supplements like pump, like what I'm taking, while you may feel more of a stretch, you may feel tighter muscle contractions, it's not going to lead to more muscle development, because the muscle development is all through how intense you're working out and the weight you are lifting. And that's basically what it boils down to, and how much protein you're getting. You can take all the pump you want to get that burn and that stretch and that tight feeling in your muscles, but if you're not eating enough protein, you're not working out correctly, forget it, is what I say. So, I'm not saying the fitness industry is bad either. I'm just saying that a lot of people with these workout programs, with these supplements that they've created, a lot of times they're inefficient supplements that just really don't work how they should, and they don't really show amazing results. They kind of aid you in your journey. They aid you a bit. They help you. They give you a little push along the way. They don't give you six-pack abs. I wish there was a pill like that, but they don't do that. That's not something we can create. I don't think that's feasible. But these supplements aid you in your journey to doing what you want. They do not necessarily, if you take this pill, you're going to get ripped. Nothing like that exists. So it helps you, but supplements overall aren't super, super important, believe it or not. Like pre-workout, a lot of pre-workouts that give you energy boosting through your workouts. A lot of the time, those pills and whatnot, or that powder that you're taking for the pre-workout, just has vitamin B12 in it and niacin in it. Just take some vitamin B12 gummies before a workout, and I guarantee you that placebo effect, when you think you're getting a crazy feel before a workout, you get a crazy pump, you're excited, you're amped up, you can get that with gummies, vitamin B12 gummies, because vitamin B12 is an energy, gives you energy. So, now the most important supplement, in my opinion, before I close out this video, I believe is protein. I believe you can't go wrong with protein, because you have to supplement protein into your diet, because it's really hard for people that weigh a lot or that don't have a whole lot of money to get 200 grams of protein, 300 grams of protein, 150 grams of protein a day without protein shakes. I take 2 protein shakes and I get maybe 140 or 120, maybe 140 grams of protein with 2 protein shakes with 3 scoops each from my 100% gold standard whey. So it all just depends. But I think the most important supplement that you should buy or invest in is protein. That's a very, very good supplement because that's a building block of muscle, if that's what you're after. It all depends on what you're after. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.